Hey friends, welcome back. Now, I really hope you had a little bit more time to dive deeper into building your first report and try out different visualization types, formatting options, and so on. Now, if you're done with this, just make sure that you click the Save disk here again. And also, if you close the report without saving, then Power BI would just create a pop-up window and ask you whether we want to save the data. And for now, I'd like to do this. Let me just click on the Save option here and then close it, because now we would like to dive deeper into a more advanced data set. Because remember, so far what we did was just importing one simple Excel file, which was this small table, and create our report. But now, of course, we would like to know and learn how we can use a more advanced data set where we need to combine tables together, create relationships, and so on. And in this video here, I just would like to show you what kind of data we deal with the next couple of videos. So let me just open this one, and that is the Excel file called PBI, so Power BI Training 1. And you should also find it in the resource section to follow along with me. So what you could see here is in this Excel file, we have 3 tabs. So we have a sales tab for 2023, and I mean 3 sales tabs. We have a sales tab for 2022 sales and for 2021 sales. What I'd like to highlight here is the structure of the table is exactly the same, right? So we have the same column names, which is important for our setup, but we have the sales data in 3 different tables, right? For each of the years separately. And of course, what we want to accomplish in Power BI is getting this into one big table, which we can then analyze, slice and dice, and figure out, for instance, different kind of sales numbers across various products, for instance. But to do this, we need to combine these 3 tables. Also, we can see that for the product, for instance, we have a product ID in this table. And for the location, for instance, we have a location ID. Or for the salespeople, we have a salespeople ID, we have a customer ID, we have an order ID, right? So all these are ID numbers, but they don't give us much information. Because so far, okay, I can see this is product PID 2029, but what kind of product is it, right? From this table, we can't see it. And also for the other sales tables. Now, this is a common structure which you will find when we're talking about fact and dimension tables in data models normally, right? And also in databases. So we have a kind of key here, and that is actually the right word for it. We have a key, and we can look up this key in different tables. So for instance, to figure out what about this transaction here, right? Where a quantity of 2, a price of 1,522, so a total sales of 2 times this value here. This was generated by this product in this location by this salesperson to this customer. And we can look this up because we have a product table here as well, products. And here we have the product name, right? These are the product names. And we have additional information. Like for instance, what is the cost of the product? What was the original sale price? What is the discount? What's the current price? What are the taxes? All these information for the product are listed here. And we can get these information for the product as well as the name and add it to the sales table by creating our relationships. And when I say adding those values, I do not mean adding additional columns here directly, but combining the tables with relationships so that the Power BI model knows, for instance, for the product ID, to look the data up in the products table, in this one. And the same is true for locations. Here we have the locations, which we're going to deal with. They also have the location ID. This is the common field we have to our sales table, where we also have a location ID. And that's how we can combine those tables with relationships to make sure that we can look up exactly the right information for each of the transactions. And hopefully it's clear how that works, because for customers, for instance, and also for salespeople, that's exactly the same. We have the ID, and this is our lookup table, more or less, where we can then search, okay, based on the salesperson ID, which we find in sales transactions. We know now, for instance, that Kevin was the guy who sold the product to our customers. And that's it actually for exploring this data set. So hopefully it is clear what the data looks like. And of course, feel free to open it and have a look at it yourself. But in the next couple of videos, we're going to dive deeper into importing the data in Power BI, transform it, slice and dice it the way we need it in the query editor. So we basically prepare the data and then we can use it in order to create our report. So hopefully you're excited as I am, And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.